ATFT!
Dinosaurs, Big and Small. Read to you by ATFT. Everyone knows some dinosaurs were big. How big? One of the biggest of all dinosaurs was the huge beast called Diplodocus. You are probably about 4 feet tall, more or less. From the tip of its snout to the end of its tail, a Diplodocus was 89 feet long. That's longer than 22 kids, laid out head to foot. A kid weighs about 75 pounds. Diplodocus weighed about 24,000 pounds, as much as 320 kids together. The blue whales that swim in the oceans today are the largest animals ever. But the largest animals that have ever lived on land were a group of dinosaurs called the Sauropods. Diplodocus is one type of sauropod. All sauropods were plant eaters. They had small heads, long necks and tails, and 4 strong legs. How do we know how big a sauropod was? If we have enough bones from a dinosaur's skeleton, it is not hard to measure how long the animal was. But figuring out how much a dinosaur weighed is not so easy. You can weigh yourself on a scale. No one can put a sauropod on a scale, and even if we could, we have only the fossil bones to go on. We cannot know exactly how heavy a dinosaur was. Scientists can only study the skeleton and make a good guess about how much fat and muscle the living animal might have had. One of the longest sauropods ever found is this gigantic Seismosaurus. It was more than 130 feet long. A school bus is about 30 feet long. Seismosaurus was longer than 4 school buses parked end to end. Brachiosaurus was a sauropod with thick, sturdy bones. It was one of the heaviest dinosaurs. Brachiosaurus' front legs were longer than its hind legs. It held its neck and head high. It could nibble on leaves at the top of the tallest trees. Brachiosaurus may have weighed as much as 160,000 pounds. A grown-up elephant weighs about 10,000 pounds. One Brachiosaurus would weigh as much as 16 elephants. Scientists say Brachiosaurus weighed 16 elephant units. Dinosaurs weighed even more than the hefty Brachiosaurus. It may have weighed as much as 200,000 pounds, or 20 elephant units. A few bones have been found from other sauropods that were even bigger. The biggest meat-eating dinosaurs, such as Giganotosaurus, hunted sauropods for supper. Giganotosaurus weighed less than 2 elephant units, small compared to the huge plant eaters. But Giganotosaurus had a mouth full of sharp teeth the size of bananas, and the big meat eaters may have hunted in groups. Not all dinosaurs were gigantic though. Some, like Iguanodon, were medium-sized. Iguanodon weighed about 133 kids, or almost 1 elephant. Iguanodon gathered in herds and grazed on ferns, much the same as today's elephant herds graze on bushes and grass. Some dinosaurs were even smaller than Iguanodon. How much smaller? The sharp-clawed meat-eater Deinonychus was much smaller. It was only about the size of a grown man. Some dinosaurs weren't any bigger than you. Coelophysis was another meat-eater. It was about as heavy as 1 kid. You wouldn't have wanted to tangle with a Coelophysis, though. They were so fierce, they sometimes ate their own babies. The feathered dinosaur, Caudipteryx, was turkey-sized. Compsognathus was even smaller. You could have carried it in your arms like a cat. Compsognathus ran fast on its bird-like legs. It caught and ate insects and small lizards with its sharp claws and teeth. Most scientists say that small meat-eating dinosaurs like Caudipteryx and Compsognathus may have been ancestors of today's birds. Big or small, all dinosaurs have certain things in common. They all lived between 230 and 65 million years ago, and they all lived on land. All dinosaurs walked tall with their legs directly beneath them. They did not sprawl on bent legs like lizards or crocodiles, and they all laid eggs like today's birds and reptiles. One of the tiniest dinosaur skeletons ever found belonged to a Mosaurus. This Mosaurus died as a baby and was fossilized. It was so small you could have cradled it in your hands like a little bird. All baby dinosaurs were small, like all babies that hatched from eggs. Some types of dinosaurs hatched from the eggs and grew up to be big. Other types grew up but stayed small. From huge lumbering Diplodocus to quick little Compsognathus, dinosaurs came in many different shapes and sizes. Thank you for watching All the Fun Toys. Click to the right to see our newest video and click the bottom to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.